we're going to bring up cervical mucus and things.
Mm-hmm.
So when one of the things that blew my mind with this, I had no idea whatsoever that some lubrications, were detrimental and can actually hinder sperm, and it affects pH balance. I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
But I certainly didn't know that some lubes have applicators.
Yes.
And you have to actually inject it.
Insert it.
I had no clue. I had no idea.
Well, because most of the lubricants on the market are actually not good for conception. Like they interfere with normal conception. And what it's doing is it's interfering with the sperm swimming through the cervix, which is where it needs to go, up to find the egg. All right. And so a lot of the lubricants that, it's not just, you just don't just go down and get some KY, and use that when you're trying to get pregnant, because it's actually going to kill the sperm. And so you're working against yourself. All right. But like what Jamie's describing is that not only does the BabyDance, and that's the product here that we're talking about. And we
also love the name because you're doing a BabyDance.
The BabyDance is the one that's highlighted. I actually put two different ones in here. One has the applicators, one doesn't, I believe, but the one that I'm highlighting does. That's the one that I have in my hand here, and the one Jamie was talking about. It does come with the different applicators, but the main thing about this is that it's not only going to not interfere with the sperm or kill sperm, but the lubricant actually helps the sperm to get to the right place. All right. Just the way that ovulatory mucus, like the cervical mucus that happens during ovulation, it changes throughout the month. During the time when you're ovulating, it's one of the ways to tell that you're ovulating is that the mucus becomes very watery and thin, and it's just a different.
Really?
Oh yeah, it's completely different.
I figured lots of things happen down there when it's that time.
It has it's clear. It's almost has, and it actually has a give to it. So it can actually stretch between your fingers. Those are the channels that the sperm swims through.
Really?
And so the female body gets itself completely prepared to be able to get the sperm to make its way where it needs to go. The pH of the body is different at ovulation. You want a pH of 7. It's compatible for the sperm. It doesn't kill sperm. The rest of the time, it is a hostile environment for the sperm.
A hostile environment.
But it is. It kills. So during that time of ovulation, things are just set up perfectly for it to work. And they work in conjunction together so that it makes this really easy thing for the sperm to get where it needs to go. The BabyDance will also do the same thing to not interfere with that, but also create that really good environment of the right pH. It's an isotonic solution. It's not going to throw off your pH of the vagina so that it doesn't do anything to kill it. And it also, in addition to having all those qualities, it also has no parabens. And that's important too, because we want to prevent ourselves from taking on more toxins. And I think that's the thing that makes the BabyDance really stand out. Among the other, there are a few lubricants out there that are made for conceiving, but I think this is the one that doesn't have the parabens as well.
Well, it's just, you have to think about it. It's just like we know our skin is an organ and it's going to absorb things. That also goes for internal tissues.
Definitely.
And you don't want to think I just put all this toxic stuff inside my vagina.
Exactly.
And it's going to absorb into my body.
And it is going to absorb. And it is going to absorb. That's for sure. Yeah.
Here we are talking about vaginas on Amazon. And that's just how it is today.
They didn't know what they were getting with us, did they?
That's how it goes.